there. So I want you to hear a story right now. A story from my friend John, and you can come on up here, John, that I believe proclaims the power of God and the gospel, that we can believe today in God for the impossible, the irredeemable, the unsavable. Let him have it, John.
So, I see that look. I'm glad this guy is in my church, but what's he doing on stage? Well, my name is John, and before I tell you who I am, I'd like to tell you who I've been. Not because I'm proud of it, but because I want you to understand the depth of the darkness that God redeemed me from. Deuteronomy 8:3, man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. The Bible is manna for life, not a weapon to be used. I grew up in a religious household and often heard that God was going to send me to hell if I misbehaved. I could never live up to the expectations God placed on me. The Bible was for preachers, and if I looked at it, I'd be struck by lightning. I started acting out very young as a way of escaping my failures. By age 15, I decided I was done with a God that existed to punish me. From there, life declined rapidly. The world has placed many labels on me over the course of my life. Freak, prisoner, sex addict, dope dealer, homeless, angry, useless, divorced, hopeless. John 3:20. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear their deeds will be exposed. I have seriously harmed people. Many for simply being a Christ follower. I have stood in the town square of my hometown, burned a Bible, and shouted profanities at Christians. When I was last released from prison, if you did not have a home to go to, you stayed in prison. My parents told them to let me rot. They were done with me. John 1:5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. And I would add that the darker the pit, the brighter that light shines. My road to Damascus was a concrete room with bulletproof glass. On October 15th, 2011, I had a radical encounter with Jesus Christ. I entered that cell a lifelong atheist. Before I left, God used me to lead 5 more prisoners to Jesus. I had no idea what being a Christian meant, but I knew church was involved. I knew a local church that provided busing for service on Sunday and Celebrate Recovery on Mondays. Now, I fully expected to go up in flames when I entered that church. Barring that, I expected harsh judgment from God's people. I mean, if I look like this saved, imagine me fresh out of jail. That judgment never came. To them, I was another child of God. A masterpiece molded by the one and only true God. And they loved me when I couldn't love myself. And God sent encouragers, a sponsor in AA, another in Celebrate Recovery. And in short order, the senior pastor became my mentor, my cheerleader, my teacher, and my close personal friend. Ecclesiastes 4:12, the one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. I owe my life to those people and many more. For allowing God to use them, for being patient with me, for not passing judgment the way the world had, for believing in me, for loving me, with the love of Christ. Today, the world's labels for me sound quite different. My church looks like I-75, and my pulpit like Big Red over here.
That's a pretty nice bike.
Definitely a huge blessing that I didn't earn. But some of my names today: pastor, evangelist, missionary, hope dealer,
Hallelujah.
beloved,
Hmm.
chosen.
Hmm.
I want to close simply. Unlike other programs in Celebrate Recovery, our value lies in whose we are, not what we have done. I am a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, celebrating victory over drugs and alcohol, currently working on overeating and self-esteem, and my name is John, Pastor John. Thanks for letting me share.
Hallelujah. Praise God. Off you. From persecutor to brother to preacher,